All right, so back to this part, what, 8 of Decay. I recorded a black screen video, right? Have not uploaded it yet. I meant to upload it yesterday. I didn't, but I'll get it up before this part. You'll see it before it in the playlist. But basically, I just talk about, and obviously we're still playing through, but my overall thoughts on chapter 3. And if you've been watching, right, I'm pretty prolific about this chapter actually being like really fucking good in like developing the story and the characters, right? Like I really wasn't expecting them to go as into as they did, right? And again, it's something to where it's like I'm really like, you know, because obviously the game, we know why the game blew up, right? It's the old, and it's not like they haven't strayed away from that. I mean, we got these two going lip to lip, right? And insinuating, what would you call it? Inbreeding, right? So it's not saying that it still hasn't, that it's not leaning into that aspect, knowing that that's what caused it to blow up. But they've actually also developed the characters, right? And not so much the story, but like again, like it's something to where, you know, not saying it's understandable, right? I mean, like let's be real here, but it's something to where having like their backstory and like seeing like the flashbacks and everything and knowing like not just these two, of course, but the Graves as a whole, right? Really does kind of again, it gives it I'd say like it rather than focus on the shock value, right? Which is kind of what the first two focused on. Instead, we're actually getting kind of like, you know, an explanation, right? I think is a good way to put it. You know, it's like we're getting the why, right? So and I mean we still have how much do we have left? Because where did we stop? Oh yeah, we were still going, through here, right? So and yeah, oh, so is I was gonna say, is this the vending machine? And again, like honestly, and I think this is the perfect epitome of that. The fact that they actually were getting these like high, I have no idea what grade they're in, but I'm assuming this is high school. But like gain high school segments with a semi-normal Ashley, like I think again, that's like it's like I can't emphasize enough how much I think also weird ass, school design, right? But actually getting like this again, this level of development to the characters. So if I like this is like a norm, like this is as normal as she is. Like unironically, like this is like relatively semi, despite the fact they killed the kid. Like she's like kind of normal here. Like can't emphasize that enough. Like this is like normal. Like, which again, and I talk about this in the black screen, it then raises the question of, oh, how do we get from this to present day? And we know it's the amount of time that Andrew was sunk into taking care of her. He couldn't just kind of let her be on her own, go away, right? She went around to return the favor. Now instead of her needing him, it's the other way around, right? So don't us, damn, what the fuck, girls, it's because they think they're gonna be like, oh shit, you're so you're getting along, right? What do these two want to talk about? Hello? Let's see. From Rebecca. Bitch, I was about to say having sex behind the auditorium curtains. You know, well, they probably were they were like, oh yeah, it's you and then also oh fuck. I was gonna try to go in there, but whatever. Hello? I couldn't move, Yeah, I was gonna say, so I think we know who the target of this to be fair, I went through fucking school. You get some like crazy like not honestly not even really in high school. Like we like that was like more of a middle school thing for us. You get some like crazy rumors, but like there was nothing along these lines where it's like you're assuming like incestuous like relationships, right? Because I think we know who the object of hello. Oh, I guess we're supposed to talk to these people, right? You know. Also, it's already 3.08. Yeah, crazy thing that, dude. This is why I'm like, because if someone again, and this is what I said, like if someone told me this shit, if someone in high school was like, "Hey, hey, man, you hear these two? these two siblings, yeah, they're fucking, they're, fucking in the auditorium. I'm like, what the hell are you t telling me? Like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, he's like, what the fuck are you talking? Bitch, these people just manifested? Hello? What do these guys want? Keeping it a family, The Graves Empire. What? Yeah, fucking the Habsburg dynasty, Usually they wouldn't fuck siblings, though. They'd fuck cousins, right? You'd go, hold on, let me actually deadass, like, let me look at my state's, cousin marriage, not marriage, cousin marriage. So what's the legally first cousin marriage is generally prohibited. And was it first infertility exception? Okay, yeah. So you get some weird and oh my God, let's really look at let's look at this. We're a deep dive, right? We're on Wikipedia, right? So we got cousin marriage in the States. So legal in Alabama, of course, but you got all the blue, legal in the blue states, right? You got some exceptions, I guess, and then you got ban with exceptions, statutes ban, I mean, and then it's a literal criminal offense. I mean, if it's a criminal offense, how are you gonna? I guess it would be if you cross from a blue state to a red, right? That's probably where it uh but yeah, I was gonna say so. I mean, it definitely seems to be more. Shoot, I need to reshare. It seems to be more the Graves Empire. Yeah, it is. This is like Astro Graves. Yeah, it's like what the hell, like yeah, like you're just gonna incite a reaction. Got caught. Well, that was somebody else. I was gonna say, shit, that ain't us. I don't know who thought it was us. Oh yeah, yeah, fucking dumbass. I was told it's real though. Yeah, coming in on a Sunday. Hello, can we please? We supposed. Who the fuck is this dude? Why is this dude like more pronounced than anyone else? Oh, friend B. Sister stood up, and again, so I mean, different from fuck. Well, it was probably that guy that made it up, right? You know. Yeah, and again, it's like, and to be fair, like this isn't what a real friend would do. He's like, hey, like, obviously, I know you're not actually doing it, but it's like, you do kind of know how she is, right? Like, but again, and that's what's interesting. This is the most, granted, I feel like, if you had people who have known them since like grade school or whatever, right? It would probably be a bit different. But assuming most of these people didn't know him for that long, again, like this is the most normal she's been, and that's still, still an oddity to there, right? So. Yeah, and again, like, like this friends being real, right? You know. Yeah, I was about to say, damn, we actually gonna god damn it, I didn't mean to do that. He's probably in the open classroom. Hope you're on jail. Also I was gonna say, oh, I'm a dumbass. I just realized the fucking triangles differentiate what because the upside down triangles are males, right? You know. So I was gonna say, what the fuck? And then they run away. So is douchebag in here, right? Oh, well, I guess he's in the back corner. And I was about to say, I mean, because funny enough, this dude could be just making this shit up, but it could also be entirely true, right? Because, hey, dude, we actually need the information. Damn. Because I was about to say, he could just be bullshitting, but he could also be like telling the truth. So we going back this way, right? And then I guess this is where we go up in here, right? You know. Hey, is this Julia? It's I've been looking for you, you know. Ah, damn. So you got to feel for her, right? Like, because she caught feelings for a dude who like, you know, Um, from with again, obviously his family issues, right? So, and I think this is this what we saw in the trailer for this? I don't even remember, Yeah, he's like, wait, I know you, and again, not the one we killed, right? Damn, what the fuck? Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's like, all right, kind of valid question. Why would you even ask that? You know? Yeah, no, and he's like, he's like, hey, you're Andrew Graves, right? You have the option, you can get with, a girl who's crushing on you, right? And who actually seems to be a decent person, despite, everything going around, or you can go with your sister. Shit, tough decision for Mr. Andrew Graves here, right? You know, dead ass. I was gonna say, I, damn, what the fuck? I was gonna say the all-seeing eye of Ashley, fucking preventing hello. Oh, we're just not all right. Too easy then. Fucking let's see. Let's really plot this out. Got it. Let's see. Ooh, what are these? Hold on. That Graves guy, fuck his sister. He was dating the chick. Oh, and that's Julia, right? You know. Wait, how the hell are we hold on. I can how the fuck? Oh, I didn't see that this was blocked. All right, so we need to go here. We need to go here, here. All right, I got it. Too easy. Okay, crazy insinuation. Goddamn. All right, really gotta lock in for this one. Let's see. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I was about to say, this girl's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I feel like that'd be the average reaction of like someone who hears that. Like, what the hell are you talking about? You can drag that shit on for so long. It's like, bro, what the hell are you saying? All right, so there's actually a lot. So how are we supposed to um damn, we really gotta all right, so we gotta go here, gotta go here, gotta go here, we go here. How the hell are we oh wait, how okay, so then we go here, we go up and around, bam. And then we also, I guess, well, we need to hit up the blue regardless. Get the fuck up. Yeah, I was gonna. This is like this would be the actual like reaction of like people in real life. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, man, shut the fuck up. You know, what was that noise? Are we a thing? Bro, it's analytical ass response. What the hell? And again, like, but also it's like that's kind of like I mean, because here's the thing. Obviously, I got a brother, so it's different. I mean, granted, I mean, he's my younger brother, right? So I don't want to see him ruin his life over a girl, right? But I feel like there's a bit of a difference, versus like if you had like if I had like a younger sister, right, or something like that. Granted, not to the extent that the Graves are, right? Obviously, But still, it's like, I feel like that's more of like a parental thing, like so Ashley kind of filling that in as like, but obviously we know they're not a normal family, let's put it that way. But again, and this is like where Andrew, I think, makes his like decision, right? Where it's like, all right, uh it's funny, Jane, what would you call it? We kind of, I guess, saw a bit of Jane there earlier, right? Which is Julia's sibling, right? And it's kind of looking out for Julia, knowing what the graves kind of entail, you know, and then the gossip, right? So, and again, Andrew knows that won't turn out well given what happened to the last person, right? So, yeah, like, hey, good for them, And I was about to say, unfortunately, this is what he threw away, right? And again, he probably never tells her because I don't think he has the spine. Yeah, because also it's like, because we've this is like the most normal she's been, right? So maybe he's worried, he'll kind of reactivate, her old self, right? Or go back to her old ways. Damn. Oh well, she already figured out, I was gonna say she's looks like she already knows, right? I think I mean, to be fair, like she didn't tell. I mean, granted, Ashley can fill in the blanks, but in honestly, you can't really blame Julia because I feel like she's smart enough to know that he's probably not going to tell her unless she forces the subject. Because she technically didn't tell her. She just said that Andrew has something to say. But I mean, Ashley can fill in the blanks, right? So from at least like a legal standpoint. Okay, and all right, okay, this is actually interesting. All right, I'm not gonna lie. This actually, I didn't realize like that Ashley because I knew Ashley and yeah. All right, this is actually very fucking interesting. Pun intended or pun not intended, right? But so because I was under the impression that Ashley and Julia hate each other, so them actually being friends before at this point again, that's what's so interesting because they could have just taken the route of Ashley's always been this way, right? But like so her and Julia actually being friends, like that's very like that actually kind of because that actually does I will say that's like all right, dude, like I mean, it's just such a because obviously Julia has a thing for Andrew. I think Andrew's just kind of leaning her along. So like that is kind of a crazy situation, especially because like, if you want Ashley to be more independent, right? That's not the way to go. So, all right, granted, this is kind of crazy, but okay, crazy, damn, fucking set yourself on fire, you go ahead. Yeah, it's just not pop. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, and this is the breaking point, right? We're seeing good ho, we're seeing the Reaper, her going back to her old ways, right? To be fair, I do think that is kind of like obviously she's saying this. I still think it's kind of like if Julia is actually her friend, like her only friend, seeing her is kind of scummy. Like I'm not even gonna lie, that is like kind of definitely questionable. Especially like I mean, obviously she has a thing for him, which definitely complicates probably her relationship with Ashley, right? But great Andrew being the one to say like because it doesn't even really seem like he has a thing for her, right? If we're being honest here. So, but him actually like game with her, definitely like, questionable decision, right? I will say that. So, damn, he's like, better not go to my room, you know. Let's see. So yeah, that means, well, is there anything else we can kind of like interact with first, you know? Probably not. Shoot. I mean, you know, damn, oh damn. I was gonna say we can go outside, you know. And yeah, this is interesting, you know. So this is the apartment there, you know. Yeah, so parents, you know, are working, right? So let's see. So let's see how this conversation, you know. I mean, dude, it's a joint room, like, you know. Damn, really? Oh, she's in her bed. I was gonna say, like, damn, yeah, she really just wrecked the whole room. Yeah, thanks a lot, you know. Oh, he said he had tape in his drawer, right? Hello? We supposed to talk with her then? So, where's is it here? All right, what? But say I'm kind of confused. Oh, are we actually gonna go outside and buy some? Like, all right, brother, dude, you're come on, man. You, I was gonna say, like, dude, this is how you know you're just giving into it, right? You know, it's one thing to tape up the drawing, but come on, man. You know, yeah, just get the fucking tape, you know, brother. Oh, brother. All right, there we go. Look, is this a dog? What? Oh, rip. Is it? I was gonna say, is this where the whole thing with the bunny rabbits comes from? I guess that's what it was then. You know, so it is. Where the fuck is the dog? Were we supposed to get some water for the dog? Hello? Well then what's the point of this so we got the tennis ball, right? Yeah, this makes me think that we're supposed to do so whatever. Just check out. Let's just check out, right? So can we there we go. Now we just gotta fix this bullshit, you know. You God became me. Bitch, fucking dumbass drawing, you know, what the hell? There we go. You go outside now? I want to go outside. Damn it. All right, whatever. It's damn dude. Yeah, really destroyed the entire fucking room here, you know. Granted, I mean, because obviously if your living situation isn't that great, you might have to share a room with your sibling. Because I'll say I shared mine with my brother until middle school. Then we got separate rooms when we were in high school, right? So we weren't sharing a room mm, we weren't sharing a room by this point, right? So, but obviously, you know, it's not like they're in the graves, but that just kind of adds to that fact, right? You know, damn, what the fuck? All right, kind of crazy, you know. So this is where these fucking bunnies come from, then. So this is where the because or the rabbits, because it's been kind of like a insinuation this whole time, right? So okay, what about the drawing? And again, like this is kind of a real, and it's a question of at one point does it go wrong? Because again, it seems like they're improving, right? Like it seems like it's getting better, but eventually, they kind of revert back to their old ways, right? So, bitch, when was this promise made? You know, I mean, sit again, platonic, not even like platonic, right? Because like family versus like, again, family versus like, what would you call it? Like, lovers, right? Different, different, like they're you can love both, right? In different ways, it's not a direct comparison. Yeah, like what a dumb question, you know. Also, what the fuck, if I went, bitch, what the hell? All right, again, crazy insinuations being made, you know. All right, bro. Like, cause I was gonna say, that's why like she died. Like the whole best friend talk was like, all right, is she really, is that actually the case? Again, sit alone. What at lunch? All right. I will say because you know, granted, I had fucking I had my sports and shit to go off of, right? So it wasn't like I was just it wasn't like I wasn't like you know I didn't have anything going on, right? You know, the girlfriend, yeah, it's like what like I was gonna say like dude like this you literally live in the same fucking room, right? Damn, crazy insinuate bitch, you can try, you know. Let's see. Brother. Oh, I was gonna say like, yeah, bullshit. Just throw it speaking out of his ass. Also, yeah, lying on the bed like that. I was gonna say I just noticed that, you know. Yeah, because again, they still, still the same two people who killed that one kid, right? He's like, because again, we know fucking because she's gonna ask like, oh, how'd it go, right? You know. Damn, when you fucking notice that, Hello? You gonna answer the phone? Hello? All right, bro. I was gonna say he ain't picking that shit up. You know, bitch. How is it, bitch? You clean. All right. What? So we said because we're still in these like flashbacks. Is this the person we killed? Rip. Hold on. Well, if that's gonna be a thing, bloodstained tarp. This is the kid we killed, right? Yeah, because this is the rock. You can see the grave here, right? With the markings and shit. You know, god damn, bro. Well isn't dry. Got water. What? So we plant the sunflower. Oh, what? Am I doing this literally every time? What? Oh, god damn it, dude. Oh, wait, we got it. We got it. God damn it. Brother. I was gonna say, can I not do multiple at once? Oh, and this is hey, we got it. We got it. Oh my Hello? Are we actually supposed to like beat this thing? Like what's going on here? Damn, these little fucking pink flowers are everywhere. Obviously, we know what this is supposed to represent. Damn, what the fuck? We in the present day? Hello? Oh, did they what? Where the fuck are we? Oh. What opened up? Okay, this center one did, right? Nina. Shit, I honestly I don't know why I didn't recall that that was Julia's sister, you know. And again, obviously we know what happened to her. Well, she's not our sister, just a friend, right? Yeah, thing to ask, And yeah, visit the grave, right? Obviously the one we buried because we fucking killed her, right? So and do we go with her, right? Let's see. Yeah, we just picking up some flowers. Hello. God damn, I was gonna say she liked purple. Bitch, we ain't gonna fucking find. Well, there's only one I was gonna say you just gotta hello. Well, said she liked purple. I mean, we're gonna try to damn, what the fuck? Hello? Oh. Because yeah, we're actually gonna you gotta be kidding me. Hold on, what are we? How are we crossing that? What are we gonna use to cross that? There's probably got to be something in the room that we can use to cross that. So how are we supposed to cross it then? That's my like I'm low key kind of pissed because I really do want to get this purple flower, but how are we supposed to cross it? Like I don't think there's anything. Can't cross as is. What are we gonna use to cross it instead? Because that's how we get this fucking purple flower. What are we missing here? Yeah, what are we missing here? Why can't we get whatever it is we need to cross, right? Is it going to be an issue if I mean, I want to get the fucking purple flower. How do we cross it then? That's the issue. Holy fucking God. Like, we supposed to go in like this back one? Oh my God. Again, we're getting the flashbacks, you know. There we go. Jesus. I was about to lose my mind for a sec. Doesn't matter. We got the purple flower though. So again, so they must have just never found the body. Yeah, I feel like that. So seemingly she just disappeared, right? I feel like that's what, you know, the interpretation is, right? Yeah, it's like, what the hell are you blabbling about, you know? And again, obviously, because you know, he's the one who killed her, you know. And yeah, he feels bad here because it's like, damn, like probably never, you know, I mean, he must have known though, right? But it seemed like he was taken aback, right? At least, you know, it's their anniversary, you know. And obviously, because you know, he feels guilty because he's responsible, but he can never really let her know, you know. So then it's the question of what happened. Hello? I mean, you're not really together anymore, you know. Let's see. So what are we doing now, right? All right, and then obviously they're sleeping, you know. And yeah, fucking sparkling sodaling, you know. Uh who the hell is Connie, you know? Hello? Damn, can't even walk in front of him. Bitch, pull the plug on this shit. Can we go outside? Damn it. All right, just walk into the room with her, you know. So she ain't I was gonna say she isn't fucking here, you know. Let's see. Where the hell was she, you know? Yeah, just obviously the fact that because again, even obviously, granted, it was basically Ashley's idea, right? But you know, and again, you know, she's blaming on him getting with her, right? Let's see, you know, it's just Nina. Yeah, kind of crazy, you know. Yeah, so if they were cousins, hey, I was gonna say, you know, we just looked it up, right? If they were, you know, cousins, maybe it could work out, right? But hello, bitch, you did. That was you, you know. All right, what the hell are you talking about? You know, you're just saying shit, you know, brother, bro. For yeah, freaking Habsburg dynasty right here. You know what the hell? They're keeping the bloodline pure. You know, she's like, bro, this is literally the meme where it's like, you know, just kidding, just kidding. Unless that's literally what this is. You know, yeah, it's like, what the fuck is she talking about it? You know, he's like, what the fuck are you even saying? You know, actually dies. You know, that'd be crazy. Uh, game. He's like, I actually hate this bitch, you know. Yeah, and again, Andrews, I think he's having this is like his moment of realization. He's like, oh God, please. He's like, please let me be normal. And of course, I mean, I think realistically, from the moment they killed Nina, that wasn't possible, right? You know, it seemed like they were getting to there, but for the unfortunate reality is that that's something that would always come back to bite them, right? No matter what, is that that's the thing that would always be on at least his conscience, right? You know, hello, is this a dream? I think though this is a pretty good moment to hold off, right? We didn't get any new visions, but again, we're getting a lot of like, that is interesting that he did go to visit the grave, right? And I think there is something to be said about that, right? Because obviously I do think I think and maybe I'll make a black screen video, right? Maybe if they hadn't killed Nina, like at least Andrew could have turned out, like maybe even potentially both of them. But I do feel like them killing her was really the crux. It's like the Amori equivalent, right? Except in Amori, rather than getting some crazy like eloping, right? It's just Amori, just being schizophrenic, right? Or Sunny, right? So but the thing here with this, right, is yeah, at least for these two, that was kind of the really I think that was like the moment where it's like, all right, there's no hope for them, right? And I'll probably make a black screen video talking about it, but who knows, right? But I do think that, you know, that's what it came down to. But with that, I don't really have anything else to say. So yep. That's it for this one. See you in the next one.